Hello and welcome to Lifetime on Cork, the podcast where we discuss your favorite made-for-TV movies. Whether you love to hate watch or hate yourself for loving them, pour up a glass of your favorite cocktail and join us. I am your host, Patrick Serrano, and my guests today are...
I am Drew Current.
And I'm Leslie Rodriguez.
Yay! Leslie's back.
Yay!
Leslie's back.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Had to have you on the podcast for this very special occasion. Mm-hmm. Very special. Mm-hmm. So, Drew, you might not know, but Lifetime did a remake of one of their movies. Okay?
They did a
remake.
They did a remake of a Lifetime. They can do that?
They can do that. They've done it.
Drew is almost speechless.
They've done it before. They did one like a couple years ago. I can't remember what it was called. They did a remake of The Bad Seed, which isn't a Lifetime movie.
Okay.
But we all know The Bad Seed from like the 50s.
Yeah, okay.
No, we don't all know The Bad Seed.
With the little girl?
Yeah.
And she's like, you know.
creepy little...
Yeah, she's like a creepy little girl.
Oh, that could be a whole other series of podcasts. Creepy children movies.
Creepy children movies. There's enough of them.
Well, Rob Lowe did The Bad Seed, and he was the dad, and then this little girl was the little girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was good. That was a good remake, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Rob Lowe was the remake?
He was in the remake, yeah. Okay. Yes, because, you know, they're remaking something from the 50s.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's going to be a little bit more...
Yeah, it's going to be a little more edgy.
Interesting.
Right.
More edgy. But today...
But this was like
This was from 1994 was the original.
Okay.
Based on a true story that happened in the 80s.
Okay.
Which we had discussed because Leslie was on the previous episode of Death of a Cheerleader.
So this is sort of a remake too.
Yes.
This is a remake.
We're a podcast remake.
Oh
This
my
is a
God.
remake
This is
podcast.
probably the first ever remake of a podcast.
It's a remake episode.
So you're welcome. I'm going to put it in parentheses. Death of a Cheerleader remake.
Remake.
Yes.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm just going to transcribe everything I just said.
And that'll be the title.
And that'll be the title. No, I won't do that. So, so we'll jump into the movie, Drew.
Okay.
We'll explain it, like, so you kind of remember what it was, the plotty-wise. But we're really going to be, like, comparing and contrasting, I think.
Yeah.
It's very academic.
Yes, you know, we work in academia, so this is our shot at being professors. You know, a goal in life that I never had wanted, but here I am.
Professor Serrano,
Yeah.
what do you think of this film?
Professor Serrano. Bleh.
Professors.
Like, call me Patrick.
Just
you know, I'm one of those
You're one of
professors.
those.
I got like patches on my elbows. I don't know.
You already have the beard.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So, Death of a Cheerleader 2019 version stars Aubrey Peeples, Sarah Dugdale, and Kellie Martin from the original. She was in the original, Drew.
Do you think she actually
okay.
gets a starring credit?
She did in Lifetime's breakout of it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You remember
okay.
Kellie Martin now?
Okay.
It's coming back to you a little bit.
Giant brown eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
So, Kellie Martin, spoiler, Drew, not really featured in this movie, but
Yeah.
heavily given a big title credit.
She was a server.
Right, exactly.
No, a hostess.
Right, she's the hostess.
For a
yes.
restaurant.
And missing from the lineup is Tori Spelling.
Oh, right.
Already.
So this is the Tori Spelling one. I got it.
Well, they killed her in the other
remember that
movie,
one.
so she couldn't come back.
I mean, she could play the mom. She could play the mom.
She could play another hostess in that same restaurant.
Exactly.
Right?
Tori and Kellie, like, would you like to sit at table 7?
And then boom.
Like, you're a terrible hostess. You don't say the table number. They don't need to know that.
No one.
That's for the servers. I don't know. I've never been a server, and I feel like I'd be really bad at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'd be really
You'd
bad.
be.
It's hard. It's hard to be a server.
I worked at Starbucks, and that was hard enough.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Although-
even nice at that.
The sassy servers sometimes make the most money. So,
Oh, okay.
You know,
there you
maybe.
go.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Yes. Sassy server. So we're jumping in. So we all know the original story. You know, Drew. It's like it's a tale as old as time.
Tale as old as time.
A tale as old as time. True as it may be. Girls in high school killing, and they have a feeling. Death of a cheerleader. There you go. Angela Lansbury, eat your heart out.
She was not in this movie
And
either.
that is a remake of a song, the Disney song. Okay.
Yeah, but no. So basically, Drew, the story we know is that there's a girl. She's unpopular.
Right.
And she's jealous of the popular girl,
Yeah.
so she kills her
Yeah.
and gets caught. Basically is the
That's the
story.
whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Ringing any bells?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Great.
that's
You're
like
lying.
that's what every movie is.
Right.
Pretty
Right,
much.
well,
It's
there's
so
that.
true.
But no, I do remember it because of that and the Tori Spelling element.
Right. Tori Spelling.
I remember
And
that.
in the original movie, it starts like towards the end of like we see the murder right away, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
In this one, no murder at the top.
No.
Okay. We get Bridget Moretti is the character name. I'm gonna have to say character names because the actresses aren't themy enough for me to.
Although Aubrey Peeples is fun to say.
I like her name.
Yes, but I don't recognize
I don't.
any of them.
Nobody was anybody of note. So we're gonna say the character name. So Bridget Moretti is in a prison jumpsuit and she's like going to court or prison or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's at the very beginning. And the mom has like a rosary and she's praying. And there's a voiceover and it's like, popular people have it all. And sometimes there are people who don't have it all.
Yeah, there was this sort of moody narration happening, right? Setting up
Yeah.
the air of mystery.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The mystery of the story that we all know.
That is not a mystery
It
at
doesn't
all.
need to be a mystery. And then we see like a memorial set up for Kellie, the girl who should be Tori Spelling but isn't. And then there's the goth girl standing outside and she's smoking a cigarette and she puts the cigarette out with her shoe. Okay. So you're like, whoa, what's happening?
Whoa.
Yeah, you could be like that. That's true.
Yeah.
And then we get like the title card or whatever. And then it's like flash to 18 months later. It's September 1983. So we're in the 80s.
So it's a period piece.
Yeah. It's a remake. And then on top of that, it's a period piece.
Huh.
You know?
Huh.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have. I guess since it's from a true story, I guess I can understand that.
Here's the
if
thing.
it was like they could modernize. I don't know.
that's what I thought it was going to be, a modernization of the movie, which would have been.
Right?
And I was like, well, that doesn't really make sense because Cheerleader, like, does anyone still care about cheerleading? Probably not really.
Yes, it's
Oh.
huge in the suburban schools. Huge.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I have a lot of technical complaints about
Oh, good.
this particular thing. I'm like, who does cheerleading tryouts in May?
What? Yeah. Well, they gotta train all summer and then come back for football.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's how that works.
But I thought that it was going to be a modernization. I'm like, oh, that'll be really fun. I'm really excited. And then when I saw it was set in the 80s and done poorly at that, I'm like,
Yes.
you have Stranger Things that set a bar for 80s nostalgia
Yeah.
that, like, if you're going to do a remake, you have to at least hit the bar.
you have to at
or don't
least
do it.
hit
They're not
Stranger
even
Things.
limboing. They're
No.
just walking right underneath it.
Yeah.
They didn't even
And
try.
don't even try.
They did. They they probably couldn't possibly have the budget to do that.
No.
because of 80s stuff, like it's hard to get.
Right.
Like a bunch of 80s
they had a
things.
bunch of scrunchies.
I mean,
They did have scrunchies and markedly less pearls than the previous version of this film.
they needed
No
more
pearls. Lots of sweater, like preppy sweater draped over your shoulder type of thing going on.
Okay.
Uh,
Was that a name?
So that's the thing. So
Were they
it's so
thinking 90s?
questionable. Like what? How? Their accuracy is very questionable.
'Cause
They're all over the
83,
board.
That's
on,
like coming right out of the 70s.
Yeah.
Like there was a weird style.
It was.
Right,
It
it
was
was,
that, like-
the preppy thing with the collars up and the sweater over your shoulder. That was a thing.
Yeah.
But
I think that's still a thing.
Scrunchies weren't a thing.
scrunchies were the 90s.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah,
I think
90s.
they're confusing for 90s.
right. The hairstyles were weird. Like
They had like
they
the
were.
center part.
No, that's 90s. That's like Friends.
Oh,
80s was bigger hair.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Poof.
So they were. Yeah. Technically,
Yeah.
they were not on their game.
That's too bad.
And also, like in the original movie, they did a good job setting up like kind of like the cliques, and like you could kind of see like, oh yes, the cheerleaders like run the school. But here it was just like the girl wasn't even in a cheerleading outfit. Kellie, the popular girl, she's just like wearing like a pink outfit with like hoop earrings. I'm like, is she like popular? I don't understand.
Not only was she supposed to be the most popular, which they tell us in the dialogue, you're the most popular girl in school.
Yes,
She's also the rich girl, but apparently only owns one pair of earrings.
right.
We go through about 18 months of time. She only wears that one pair of
wears
earrings.
the hoop. I mean, the hoop earrings, like you can't
Big
find those
pink
anywhere.
hoop earrings.
Right.
I swear that's 90.
Not,
gotta be
yeah,
nice.
Right,
not
like
correct.
they were lazy. They did not do their research, and to your point about setting things up, like showing the clicks and whatever, they didn't really have much of a cast. So I think they were really scrimping on the budget.
Yeah,
they
must
spent it
be.
all on Kellie Martin.
It sounds like
Yes,
And-
they probably did spend it on her.
So
Really think
here's a high school pep rally, and there's 150 kids there.
Oh, not even. It was just like they just shot it in a way where like they made 30 people look like a bunch of people. It was sad.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's like kind of the
that.
caliber we're dealing with, and like, why remake it at that point?
Right, and they're like they reference characters who are never seen. Well, your dad is a mechanic, and your dad does this, and your dad does that, and wait till your dad gets home. There's no dad.
He never comes home.
There's no,
No
dad,
dad.
no sister.
The sister
Referenced.
plays a key role in the movie with
Yeah.
the knife.
Right.
She's eating the vegetables in the car and cutting the knife and leaves the knife in the car.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen in this movie.
The knife is there. You hear about the sister, right? She talks about the sister sharing the car.
Man, they really
Yeah.
cut
But they-
some corners, huh?
They don't do any setup for this giant metal lunchbox.
It's like a toolbox.
It's a toolbox.
It must have been some detail from the case that they were like, "Oh, we're going to put this in, and the case heads are going to know about it." But ain't
Right.
nobody know about this case. You know, there's not a Netflix documentary about this
No.
case.
But in the other movie, the first one, the real one, there was, a paring knife is what was in the car. This one
Right.
is a butcher knife.
It's like it's a
it's
butcher
like
knife.
it's like Scream.
It's
Is it like a
not a cleaver,
no, not a cleaver, but like an actual
butcher knife.
Yeah, like a
in
knife.
this giant metal
Right, it was crazy.
lunchbox, right? So the mom, you see several scenes of the mom taking it out and cleaning it. Obviously, someone's using it
Those
in
are
their lunch.
expensive.
Right,
Those
right.
Those knives are
Right?
expensive.
Mine are cheap. They came from Kohl's.
So, there's a lot of things that don't match up with the movie, of course. But I don't want to get too tied up in that. There are some. I'm going to keep pointing out things, I guess. So the next takeaway that I found was that they really focused on the mother-daughter relationships here in this movie, and not as well as they did with Valerie Harper. Valerie Harper, right?
Yeah.
Valerie Harper had great acting, and she was very worried about her daughter living a good Christian life and but being very frazzled and busy and not having time for her daughter. Here we get to see all the girls. There's a couple girls that we're following. So there's Kelly, the popular girl. There's Bridget, the plain Jane who wants to be popular, and then there's oh my gosh, Nina. Nina is the girl who was popular but broke up with the boy that is popular, so now she's not popular and she goes goth. Okay.
Oh yeah.
She's got a really
naturally.
cool mom, though.
Yes. Well, and this is what I'm saying. Each of those girls
Goes goth
gets time.
in 1983.
Yes.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So they all get time with their mom. So we kind of see the mother-daughter relationship that is pushing them to be the kind of people they are. So when Kelly's with her mom's like, did you sign up for varsity tryouts? It's very competitive. Have you been practicing? And Kelly's like, can I wear my hair up or down? And the mom's like, no, you have to wear it up. She's very controlling.
Okay.
Yeah, my note was creepy tiger mom.
Right.
Creepy tiger.
But that makes Kelly, the high school student, act a certain way, right? So then she's kind of acting like that with her friends.
Okay.
It's kind of what I'm getting Lifetime's going for here.
Yeah, I think.
Very
Okay.
loose.
It's a shitty mom. They're
Yes.
just Mom,
All the
you're shitty
moms are terrible.
All the moms. It's the moms.
Nina, the goth girl's mom, is like, let's go to the city and do your hair, whatever you want. Don't conform and be who you are. Don't worry about being popular. So, you're getting that perspective, and that makes Nina act a certain way, right?
Yeah.
And then Bridget's mom is just like, I didn't like this actress. She was just like a blob of a person. I was like, I don't know. She's just like, hello, daughter.
Hello, daughter.
Hello. I have a cross on to show that I'm religious.
We don't get to spend enough time together. Let's go for a walk.
Was it on purpose that she was creepy like that?
I know.
I don't think she was creepy. I don't.
No.
She,
Are you guys doing a better job than is that
Yeah,
what I'm
probably.
I'm picking up because I'm picking up creeps from you guys.
Just the rich girl's mom was creepy.
Okay.
Yes.
The goth girl's mom was way cool. She was like, you can be whatever you want.
I really like
you
that mom.
Cut your hair, we'll get it colored, but don't color it with that home stuff because that's a disaster. And takes her out to someplace fancy. So she was
nice.
cool. And the other one was just really milquetoast.
Yeah.
Huh.
She's like, just kind of like aloof to like everything happening with her daughter.
Well, she's wondering where the hell her husband is.
Yeah. And all her other children that exist.
Right.
She's like, why
Right.
am I in the house alone?
Right, Bridget's the only one there.
Yes.
No, Bridget, yeah. And
Yeah.
and then mom's on her for tearing up the house with her cheer practice.
Right. She's like, no one else lives here, Mom. It's fine. It's totally fine. I'm practicing my cheerleading because no one lives here but us.
She's just delusional. She thinks she has more kids. She's like, Mom, I don't know why my mom thinks.
It's very
Just don't talk about. Don't talk about that.
I have a technical challenge with the religious thing too, because she wasn't nearly as religious as
No.
Valerie Harper. So I thought that was well downplayed.
Uh-huh.
But this whole high school girls in catechism, well,
Yeah.
that's usually now at least over in 8th grade. Like you go to religious ed until you get your confirmation in 8th grade.
Oh, okay.
So-
There were
I'm not
scenes
familiar
where
with the-
there were scenes where the girls would all go to like sit down and talk to the priest about, being good or whatever.
Okay.
Not sinning.
Does that happen in like Catholic school? Did you?
It wasn't at school. It was at church.
Was
Like
it church?
they would go to church like after school.
Gotcha.
And
The goth girl was there.
Yes. And Kellie was there, and like there was a couple scenes with the church that didn't really go anywhere because like, maybe we'd see Bridget praying for forgiveness, like for murdering Kellie, or something, but it didn't really pay off.
Huh. Okay.
It's like adding stuff because it's probably what happened in real life. But hey, guess what? Lifetime. Real life is kind of boring, so
Right.
let's kind of keep with the.
Let's just keep it going, guys.
Because, like, in the original, Tori Spelling was, like, really mean. This girl, Kellie, who played Kellie, like, the character wasn't necessarily mean.
Right.
She was just, like, kind of rude.
Okay.
Yeah, she had a few mean moments.
Right. But she wasn't, like, actively, like, bullying, like Tori Spelling. Like, and that's probably a lifetime being, like, bullying is not cool anymore. We don't bully anyone, so we have to, like, be very careful
But
about
wouldn't
this.
it be part of, like, don't
part of-
bully or you'll get murdered?
True. But on the flip side,
the after-school special
on the
version.
flip side, it's like, well, are we responsible for showing this person as like a popular person who's bullying, and then people act that way in life?
I don't.
It's
Yeah.
Lifetime overthinking it.
Lifetime. Don't worry about it. Just do the story.
Yes. So I'm jumping. There's like they talk about skis. Because remember in the original, there's like a ski trip that happens, and they read the diary of the girl and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Kind
Yeah,
of.
Sort of. I
Oh,
sort of
that's
remember
skipped.
Right, they're preparing for the ski trip.
Yeah, and I thought that's where we were gonna go.
And we did skip
that
the
could-
whole
Skiing is very expensive.
side job
Yes.
montage of
Yes.
painting houses and babysitting to earn money to buy her ski gear. We skipped all that. But this dumb girl who can't afford to go on the ski trip buys skis. Like,
Buys
You-
them?
Yeah,
you rent them. Did nobody tell her that they're rentable?
Oh yeah. No.
right.
But they
Don't buy
don't. You don't
skis.
actually see them go on the ski trip. You just see them go to the popular girl's house the day before they leave.
Okay.
And she makes some crack about her, old, ancient, gonna fall apart skis.
Right.
That's the mean part.
That's the mean. Like, your skis are old. Bridget's like, okay, well,
Ouch.
Okay,
Ouch.
sorry.
Right.
I don't. Did the skis? Can I? So their ski style has changed, and in like early '80s, the skis looked a certain way.
So I think the skis are fairly accurate.
They were
Although it
pretty
did
accurate?
look to me like Kellie was waxing cross country skis.
Yeah.
I was like,
Because like, oh, okay.
they're wider. So,
Yeah.
but then, so the ones that she bought that were the wrong ones looked a little more accurate to me than
They were actually like of the time.
Right.
They're like, oh, you bought '80s skis.
What is this? The 80s? Oh, wait.
It is. Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
Oh wait, what? Huh? Oh, yeah, it is. Sorry, it is.
Yeah, it's 80s. It's the 80s, we think. We don't know. We're just the
80s,
actors. in
90s is
play.
the same. It was the same thing.
Yes. So cheerleading tryouts happen.
They're the worst.
It's like in front of the school, which is 30 people.
On a stage.
With lights. There's like lights.
They're in the gym, and they've put up one of those, platform stages with theatrical lighting behind them.
Mm-hmm. So it looks really cool to film on camera.
Great. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Very
and,
cool.
Girls are doing tumbling on a raised platform.
Yeah, very
That's like
safe.
12 by 12. I'm like, someone's going to break a leg.
It's just like a bunch of card tables put together.
Right?
Whose idea was this?
Dunno.
Terrible.
Dunno.
Kelly does manage to do some cartwheels, which I was like, thank you for doing a cartwheel at cheerleading
Thanks
practice.
for at least doing
or whatever
one
it is.
cartwheel. Yeah.
But they're not even wearing gym clothes.
No, they're wearing I don't even know what they were wearing. Little skirts.
Skirts and sweaters.
Yeah. Very preppy, very 80s air quotes.
This is
Very strange, very strange.
all
But the
90s.
cheer routines didn't suck. Like in
No.
the first movie, they were
they were both
bad,
very
remember?
bad. They would have never made
Show
the squad.
her how to do it.
Yeah.
What? And then they picked 3 cheerleaders.
That's it.
3
Three made
Our
varsity.
new varsity
Total?
squad. 3 cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
tough.
What is happening?
Competitive
So
market,
Bridget
man.
gets really upset. We're building now to the catalyst of that will cause Bridget to kill Kelly.
Right.
Okay.
Her continuing list of failures.
Yeah. So she doesn't also get into the yearbook, and she goes to the yearbook lady, and she's like, "Hi." She's dressed very professional, very 80s. I don't know.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
She goes from miniskirt to dowdy frumpy suit.
Yeah. Like she kind of had like a cape on, like a conquistador type of thing going on.
She wore a cloak.
Yes, yeah. She's like, I'm here. I heard that the list hasn't gone up, but I just want to let you know I'm very interested. And the teacher's like, well, we already contacted everyone who's interested or we're interested in, and
And it's
try
not
again
you.
next time.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's not you.
not you.
You didn't.
And she's like, what the hell? She freaks out. And the teacher's like, this is not the place to freak out right now. I'm teaching my class.
So,
And the other students are like, should we leave?
are
Like,
we good? So she didn't sign up for it.
No, she did.
Oh.
she had to submit
an essay
Oh,
for
that
the
she
yearbook.
really worked very hard on.
okay. And she did, and then they didn't take it.
Right. And she
Right.
says, I'm a very good writer.
Oh,
Right?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a lot of writing in the yearbook.
Right. Not really.
Not-
Maybe
not
the
so
names. If you
There's
can
a lot of-
right. Can
there's
you
a
write
lot
the
of
name?
Are
Words.
you good at proofing?
Yes. Yes. So the principal has to step in, and he's like, he takes her out into the hallway. It's very like
He's an
dimly
ass.
lit. He was so rude. She's like crying, and she's like very upset. Nothing's working out for her, and he's like, crying's not going to get you into college. Okay.
I mean, he's not
He's
wrong.
like, we're a competitive school, and we're getting you ready for a competitive world. And then he punches her in the face.
I was about to say.
It was terrible. A really interesting choice, Lifetime.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
No, he doesn't do that. But
But it's like dark in the hallway. There's no one else in the hallway. I've never
yeah,
been in a school
it
when there's
seemed
no
like
one
a
else.
totally different setting. Or
Yeah.
like they met at the middle of the night.
I mean, they were probably filming it in the middle of the night
Right.
at a school that they weren't.
Well, and the
supposed to
lights
be
were
in.
still set up in the gym from the cheerleading trials. They didn't
True.
have time to move them out to the hallway.
Right. There's a power surge. The rest of the school didn't have power. Whatever.
Right.
and they weren't allowed to film in that school.
Yes.
Right. So they
So-
broke in. They snuck in the middle of
They
the
snuck
night.
in. They did some guerrillas filming.
So Bridget hatches this whole scheme, which is very similar to the movie. She says that she got a part of this like sorority thing, and this one it's called the Bobettes, and the original one it was called the Larks. So she pretends to like have a Bobettes dinner.
Why would
and
they change that?
I think the Bobettes is closer to what it really was in real life. It was like the
okay.
Bobs or something.
Okay.
Was what it really was.
Oh, now I'm trying to think of what it was.
like
gonna
in
bug
the,
me.
Like in the real case?
Yeah, because it wasn't really Meadowlarks. It was
No, it was like the Bob something.
The Bob.
Bob Evans.
Something.
The Bob
But
Evanses.
so she calls Kellie,
The
Bridget
sausage.
calls Kellie, and she's like, okay, or calls the mom and is like, we have this dinner, don't tell her, it's a surprise, ha ha ha.
Okay.
And she tricks Kellie into going with her to a college party, and they're driving, and Kellie's like, this is not a party. You're wearing like an outfit that we would never go to.
That was very good detective work,
Right?
right? She finally looks at her and she's like, you're in sweats. We are not going to a party.
Yeah.
But wait, you've skipped over. Did you do it on purpose? Skipped over all the goth girl side stuff?
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get
Okay.
there. Let's just get the murder out of the way, and then we'll talk about the side characters. So they like pull over because she's like, pull over. She like rolls a joint, and she's like, I'm gonna smoke some weed because you're stressing me out. And Bridget's like, can you not do that in my car? My dad's gonna get really mad. And Kelly's like, I don't care.
I don't care.
You're like kidnapping me and you're weird. So they like kind of talk about pressure and like stuff, and it doesn't go well, you know?
Right.
Because like,
Because
But Kellie has good instincts.
yeah.
Like, this is weird, and I'm getting out of the car now.
and I'm
and
gonna
she's like,
smoke a joint.
you don't really want to be my friend. You just want to like be me, I think. You know?
Oh,
She's like,
she's
you're like really creeping me out.
Yeah.
So she goes to a neighbor's house, very much like before. The neighbor gives her a ride home, and Kellie is like Bridget is hyperventilating in the car and like freaking out. She's like, oh my God, she's going to tell everyone that I'm a freak, and this can't happen. So she follows her, and Kellie's like getting on the doorstep, like going to her house, and then Bridget comes up behind her and stabs her with this really long knife that she gets out of the car. And then Kellie gets this very extended death scene. Super long. Like, you know Drew Barrymore in Scream? Spoiler, she dies in Scream, everyone.
It's the first
It's
scene.
that long. It's that long.
Really?
So, and she is standing at her front door with like the key in the lock when she gets stabbed. And what does she do after she gets stabbed? She turns around, walks away from the house, crawls through the woods
Yes.
to the road where the gay neighbor finds her.
Yes. And he's
Well,
like,
that's when-
girl, are you okay, girl?
Why are you in the road?
It's the 80s, so he would say, what's an 80s gay term? I don't even know.
I don't even know.
I can't say my joke. It's
Yeah.
very inappropriate, but you know what it was. You know what it was. Anyways, can't make AIDS jokes on the podcast. It's very rude.
That's bad.
But yeah, I think I have in the past. Sorry.
well,
I stop myself now.
You can.
This is the remake. I'm remaking myself into a better person.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a remake podcast. Remake
Yeah,
episode.
so Tori Spelling could never pull that off, so that's probably why they gave this girl a death scene. They're like, you're a little bit better than Tori. Like, we'll give you a better death scene than she had, because Tori couldn't even have her scream, if you remember. They had like a canned scream for Tori's
Yeah.
scream.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. They had the
Right.
So,
yeah.
we're a little bit better there. What
Same
else?
fail for the guy who drives her home, though. Like, he drives her home, and everybody knows, if you grew up in the 80s, that when you got to your house, whoever dropped you off watched you walk into your house, and you close the door, and then you flash the front porch light so they knew you were in safely.
Yeah.
And he leaves her in the driveway, and he drives away. It's his fault, totally.
So that's
Totally his fault.
that's totally 90s.
Yes.
Right? Telling you the time frame is whack.
Okay, so murder
Only
has
people
happened.
in the
Let's
90s
talk
did
about
that.
Nina now. This is a good time for that, and then we'll talk about the aftermath of the murder.
Okay.
So Nina, meanwhile,
Nina's the goth, right?
she's goth.
Correct.
So
Okay.
she turns goth during this whole time, and everybody's like, "Ew, what happened to her? She used to be so pretty and popular, and now she's like really goth." And she doesn't get chased around and like thrown tampons at like in the original movie, which was like way better.
Way better. Way
I
more
mean,
80s.
come on, I would any movie where we're chasing somebody and throwing tampons at them, I'm all about it. Carrie, my favorite movie. Okay, love Carrie. Plug it up. Okay. But no. So Nina, she writes on like I don't know. Kellie's like, why did you turn goth? Like, what happened to you to do this? So Nina's like, oh, okay. She takes her lipstick and she writes like on a piece of paper. She's like, I want to see your blood drip.
I want to see you die. I want to
you
see your
die.
blood drip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
there's the Nina transformation is a little weird. Like, she's just a very normal looking. There's 3 of them, in fact, that look almost identical, and
There-
I couldn't tell them apart.
3 actresses who I thought were the same until they changed into the goth, and then I was like, okay, I guess they're different.
Right? And then there was still one I never knew her name.
Nope.
The really, really nice one. I'm like, who is she? But
Doesn't matter.
They changed Nina's hair, and then there's this slow evolution to be more goth as time goes on. And her attitude at school is really surly, but she's real sweet to her mom.
Right. So it's like a front for like the people in school.
Okay,
You know?
sure.
But this
Right.
plays against her afterwards because once the murder happens, she's the number 1 suspect, of course.
Right.
Because they're like, oh, you wrote that thing about wanting her to die and seeing her blood drip.
Right. And they tried to set up the movie, so I think for a while you were thinking, oh, it's going to be her. Right. Even up to the night of the murder, she's like, this was a really bad night for me to lie to my mom. And it turns out she's the narrator.
Yes. So it's from
Because she said
her
she was going to
perspective.
the movies, and she didn't. She got picked up by some guy smoking a cigarette in his car, and he
she's
was
going
like,
to smoke
you want to
cigarettes?"
have some fun?
Yeah.
Ew, and the guy was not cute enough to like go have fun with. No way.
Right?
We're like, no, thank you, old man.
No, I'm good.
I'm a teenager. What are you doing?
Right? And, spoiler, you never find out what they were doing.
No,
Probably smoking them cigarettes,
I guess.
and drinking that alcohol.
But yeah, that's a weird choice for the remake. If we all know she didn't do it, don't lean into that part.
Yeah.
Don't.
They leaned hard.
They really did. So the sheriff starts to come into play, and he's really cute. And I could not find who he is, but he looks like somebody. And I was like, was he on Saved by the Bell the college years? Was he something? I couldn't figure out what he was from. Melrose Place, maybe.
The Sheriff Randall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you look at that.
Are you IMDbing?
Yeah.
Oh,
good. He's been in
I like him.
some movies.
He,
Honestly,
you don't recognize him?
They're
mean,
all Lifetime movies?
well, he's been in some TV shows. So he's
Go to
been
like
in-
90s and see what TV shows he's been in, because I know this man from
you know,
From
a-
like
from a
back in the
sitcom.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go talk more about it.
Okay.
Wait, well,
Okay.
he was in the Vampire Diaries.
No, I didn't watch
No,
that.
no.
So, okay, he starts interrogating all the friends. And what's interesting here is that all the friends are like, yeah, Kelly was kind of like the worst. Like, she's rude. And we are her friend, but we didn't want to be on her bad side. And then they bring Bridget in, and she's like, she's great. She's the best person ever. I don't know why anyone would want to kill her.
Ding, 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 ding.
You know? You're like, and they like hook her up to a lie detector test.
Well, I think they hooked them all up. They just showed her.
It was just weird. Like, are those reliable?
Yeah, they use them a lot, but
lie detector test.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you, they're not even allowed in a in trial.
so they're just movie tropes at this point.
Oh well, but no, they still use them as like gauges of how someone, because they can still figure out like, okay, when I ask them this,
There's a different reaction.
There's a weird reaction, so they can gain. They can't be like, you lie, you liar,
Right.
Because you're getting a lie detector test.
so you're
and it's
stressed
like,
out anyway.
You're already like, you cannot rely on that. Like there's just no way.
Okay.
There's like, they don't do that.
I was like, I
do
think
it the
that's
best in
fake.
Ocean's 13.
But they did use. They used to rely on it very heavily.
So that's true to the 80s.
Yeah.
Great. At least one thing was right. I mean, they had the big whirly like recording film, you know. Yeah. Yes.
That little scratch
But
thing.
Bridget passes, and she, with 20 minutes left in the movie, we finally get Kellie Martin is here. Finally, her first appearance. The whole movie. The movie's an hour and 30 minutes.
So they finally go to the restaurant where she's.
Yes. They go to the restaurant. She asks if they want a booth. No. She's an FBI agent, Drew.
Ta-da!
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she like knows the profile of someone who might do this. So she's talking to Bridget, and she's like, I know who might do this. They might have brown hair. They might have been an actress in the 90s. They might do Hallmark movies now. They might be me, Kellie Martin. It's me, Kellie Martin.
I did it.
No. But it was weird that they were both like, I'm like,
great profile. On
this is
herself.
weird. I'm like, I wonder if they took a picture together and like were like, this is fun.
Oh, they have,
I'm
they
sure.
had to have.
You know?
Do you check out her Instagram?
Kellie Martin? No, she's too boring. She's no Candace.
She ain't no Candace.
She ain't no Candace.
She looked good, though.
She did.
I'll give her that.
She looks good. She had her turtleneck on. Love it. Love it. Love it. And then Bridget like kind of has a breakdown here, like, which I thought was nice. She did like a really good job, like the actress, as far as like portraying like somebody like trying to play it cool, but like really being guilty. Like I thought she did a really good job. Like the whole post-murder stuff.
Yeah.
The actress Aubrey Peeples, who we love her name, so hopefully she'll become a thing.
Hopefully.
She just played the dichotomy really well, I thought, throughout the whole second half.
Oh, okay.
So good job,
Doing some
Aubrey.
acting.
Or Audrey, whatever. I always mix those
Did
names
the
up.
first one go into all the aftermath of
It
things?
did a little
Yeah,
bit.
it had that
yeah.
really. I remember thinking, if I ever get arrested, I wanted to be that cop because he was so nice and understanding. And then when she left the room, he was like, "Yes, totally her. We're gonna get her."
Yeah, it's her.
Yes.
Right. So they
That's-
actually had
that's a
more
real
of
cop.
that detail in the first movie than they did in this one.
That's
Right.
that's more realistic of a cop, like
Right.
or of a detective. Like that's actually like an interrogation is not like you did it. Just tell me you did it. No,
Right.
they coax you into it, man. They're
Yeah.
like, I know, man. I know. I know,
Right.
sometimes we go. Sometimes we snap.
You just can't help it.
I've snapped.
Right. So they do. Kellie Martin does
Yeah.
a good job. They gave her the right dialogue for
Cool.
that.
Right.
That's good.
And then the girl is like, "But if somebody were going to confess, would they have to do it right away?"
Right. And Kellie Martin's
Well.
like, well, it'd probably be nice.
It's up to you, you know.
Yeah, you probably
Or
should
it's
do
sorry,
that.
it's up to that person.
If it were me in
it were me.
1994,
I would.
I would do it.
I would do it.
I think I did, actually. I think I confessed. I think I wrote my mom a letter, and then my mom got the letter. And that's exactly what happened. So she writes a letter to the mom, and the mom, like, comes to school and hugs her, and she's like, let me just hold my baby one more time.
Okay, that kind of made me cry.
Oh, but I just said it way better than she did. She was like, let me hold my baby one more time.
Let me hold my baby one more time.
Yeah, and like Britney Spears comes out and she's like, hit me, baby, one more time. And like, no, Britney. No, we said, hold my baby. Oh, sorry. She leaves.
She just pops into existence.
Yes.
Like the Candyman, if you say.
Yes. She's dressed as Cyndi Lauper, so we're in the 80s still, you know?
Thank God.
Cyndi Lauper was not a thing in 83, I don't think.
No, not yet.
Not yet. So we get to...
Close.
Close?
Pretty close.
Well,
85?
yeah, 84, 85.
Okay, great. I wonder who... Well,
How do I
no.
know?
And we're
I
in
don't know.
1984 in this. Thank you very much.
We are? Oh, right, we are.
1984. Oh, that's
We are.
totally different. So that changes everything.
So we flash forward back, and there's a title card, and it's like, Bridget's found guilty of premeditated murder. Or not premeditated murder. Why did I write premeditated? Doesn't that mean she thought about it before?
Yeah.
So the other one.
Murder and second degree.
Second degree murder. Yes. I better fix that in my notes right now.
I listened to too much true crime. Way too much.
And then...
I could be a lawyer, I think, out of how much true crime podcasts I've listened to.
I'd like to see you try. It'd be
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
So Nina's walking the halls now, because remember, Nina's the voiceover person. And her voiceover is playing. And it says, perfect can't change. Perfect can't learn from its mistakes. But we can. That's it.
Thanks, Plato.
Right?
Right? Where was the fire and brimstone in the church? They did all this stuff at the church. Like there's catechism, the priest leaning on the pews to talk to the kids. And then in the real movie, the priest gives this big lecture about how we failed our kids and we set them up to be too materialistic. And none of that happened.
Yeah.
Where's the moral of the story?
No
And
moral.
a priest saying it nonetheless.
Right?
Right.
Priest.
It was very
Didn't
strange.
happen.
So,
No courtroom shenanigans.
nothing. Just a title
just
card.
like
It's like
some-
the real Bridget Moretti was released on parole after serving 7 years.
7 years?
But she only got a 10-year sentence.
Yeah. It's
She got a
crazy.
10-year sentence for murdering a person?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, she was a juvenile,
It was the 80s, you know?
I guess that would be...
right? Because they were all like 15. They didn't have driver's licenses yet.
Right.
They
Right.
still did the stupid car thing. Mm-hmm. That's one of my notes. She talks her mom into leaving the car. Mom walks like 10 seconds and she's in the car and pulling out of the driveway. I'm like, how far do you think your mom got?
Right. She's like,
Is she a distance runner?
Oh, boy. Yes. So, in the original podcast of Death of a Cheerleader, we all put a cork in it, surprisingly. Which, from how we're talking, it sounds like we've really cherished and loved the original Death of a Cheerleader. But in
now that we have a point of comparison.
Right. In fact, we didn't. So I'm going to go around the table.
Okay.
I pretty much think I know where this is going. But we'll start with Leslie. Are you going to pour it up or put a cork in it?
Oh, my God. Put a cork in it. This was terrible.
Yeah.
This was flatter than the first one. All the dialogue was like exposition. They bop back and forth in time. They cheaped out on everything they could cheap out on. They made terrible choices.
That's too bad.
It was just,
That's too bad.
yes, put a cork in it, please.
Andrew?
So based on you guys telling me about this one, I think I'm going to put a cork in it as well. I think what gets me is like the not paying attention to period and not period. I mean, it's saying a period piece is like in ancient Rome.
Yes.
But it's the 80s. But it's like if you don't have the budget to go to that time, you don't have you can't get, you have to get certain kind of cars and stuff. Like that's anytime you see a car, it has to be that thing. That's
right.
tough. You dum-dums, you should have just modernized it. No problem. Now you got all your budget problems. Don't worry about those. Just get through. I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean.
Yes.
Right. They have to get past things like cell phones. Right.
Right.
That throws a kink into the storytelling, I think.
Yeah, well, that'll do it. I understand.
It introduces
that,
a new level of bullying
Right.
that they could bring into the story.
Totally. It would have been so interesting.
Right.
Bring it to the social media.
Yes.
Now you can do so. Now you can really get somebody like a real motivation for someone to kill, because it doesn't sound like there was a whole. They didn't they didn't portray a whole lot of
There's no
motivation
right.
to murder someone.
Right.
There's no depth.
Yeah.
Even Kellie Martin had more angst about her, like really struggling with "I'm such a loser," and this girl did not.
Yes. I am also putting a cork in it. Duh. No Tori Spelling. No thank you. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up.
The director.
Yes, I was looking at director and writer too. Talk about the director. I have a thing about the writer.
The director did like Heroes and 24.
He's like established.
Like he's done. I think this was maybe just like a throw off.
His production team let him down. The writing team
I
let
definitely-
everybody down.
Definitely
Right. Well,
know
the
that-
writer, she is a newer writer. So she's written a couple of TV series, but only one TV movie, Christmas at Honeysuckle Lane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that one.
I do.
I remember that.
We like that one. But this one, I mean, there's just no point to rewriting it. Just take the old script and do it again if you're going to,
yeah, modernize it.
Modernize it.
Right. I think
the
they
thing.
showed.
If you're
I'm
going to
trying.
reboot something, like you got to I don't know.
Right.
Right.
You got to take certain things and move them around. Like do it. I don't know. Do it differently. Just do it differently. It's fine. You don't have to be like, well, we have to get these certain things in the case.
Yep.
Right.
No, you don't.
And they do we're going to do the memorial for the cheerleader on the bleachers by the field and have her picture, and people are going to leave flowers. Again, most popular girl in school. There's like a half a dozen flowers.
Yeah.
There's 5 people that go to that school.
Yes.
It's a very small, very
Aubrey
exclusive
Peeples.
school. And can we say a 0 diversity quotient?
Oh, for sure. That would have helped with all these actors are the same. Oh, they're all white and they look exactly the same.
Exactly
yeah.
the same.
Yeah, that's pretty 80s, I guess. But Aubrey Peeples was in Sharknado, the first one.
Oh,
Boom.
there you go.
Good job, Aubrey Peeples.
Okay, Aubrey Peeples. We love you, Aubrey Peeples.
When did they actually make this remake? Did they just do it?
Oh,
or
I'm
has it been
I'm
sitting on the
sure.
shelf for a while and they just tossed it
They just
out?
filmed this.
Probably they just filmed
2
it.
Like
weeks
last
ago.
week. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so that wraps up our conversation about Death of a Cheerleader. But before we go, we have our favorite segment of This Week and Every Week. the gaze. Candace Cameron Bure. Drinking rosé. Eating creme brulee. Can't share with me. Candace Cameron Bure. Yeah. What you say? Candace Cameron Bure. Okay,
Yeah.
what'd you say, Candace Cameron Bure? So we watch Candace's Instagram and we talk about it. Let's see here. Where's my thing? So Candace was on a social media hiatus, but she is back, and we are back. So that is amazing.
Did she let you re-follow her?
Yes, we're friends again. So she must know it's good for her publicity. But don't follow her. Follow us. Like Dermot Court. Where's my thing? Oh, here it is. So I brought a clip today, and it's for Leslie because I thought it would be fun. So we'll play the clip and then we'll talk about it.
This is the reality of the day after the party. Not hungover or anything, just looking terrible and going to bed at 1 a.m. because I'm like too old and no makeup and I have to pack now for 4 weeks, 3 cities. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I haven't really started much. But just wait, because I'm going to fill those suitcases and it's going to be awesome.
Okay.
It's going to be awesome.
She's a slob.
Yeah. So you travel for work sometimes.
Poor girl,
I
she's a
do.
mess.
Do you have to pack your bags and have nothing in them? Like Candace?
No.
Like she had multiple bags laid out in her room and nothing in them.
Nothing in them.
Right?
Yeah, she had like a sweater in something. I don't
mean,
know.
I
She's
get.
going for
I
4
pack.
weeks.
I pack way last minute.
Yes.
So I can't blame her for that.
Okay.
What I just like, what I don't, Candace, you don't have to say that you're not hungover.
Oh,
Come on.
Yeah, that was.
Just like, you don't have to justify that. If you're hungover, I mean, you were up till 1 a.m. having a party?
right.
Girl, you're hungover. It's
Right.
okay. We get it.
That's fine.
It's fine. You can drink and be Christian.
Even if you're, yeah.
Like it's that.
It's okay.
Wine. It's wine.
Wine is holy.
Wine
we
is
all
holy.
know.
It's true.
Yeah.
But even if it wasn't a hangover, she could still be sleep deprived hungover. You know?
Yeah.
The
Sure.
same effects.
Why? But here's my question. Why then choose that moment
True.
for your Instagram story or whatever?
She
it
does
is?
choose some weird moments to like do
Right.
that.
Let me show you how awful my life is right
I think
now.
she's calling. I mean, she's trying to call for help a little bit. I think.
She's trying
Well,
to
she
be
at least
relatable.
needs someone to come pack for her.
Right.
Obviously.
She has no help. So, Candace, if you want a personal assistant who kind of hates you, I'm available. I'm available.
She's a working
If you want an assistant that will roll his eyes
Yes, all the time.
all the time at you, but will just absolutely still do the
Yeah,
work.
I will totally do it.
Boom.
I'll bring rosé to your house, and I will just drink rosé and do whatever you want.
He'll even drink it for you since you clearly don't drink.
Right? You don't drink.
But
I
it wasn't
do.
'cause of it. It was. It
I
was
I-
because I'm not hungover.
I love that backtracking immediately. I had a party. I was up till 1 a.m. I look a mess, but I'm not hungover. I'm not.
Because I'm still drunk.
Yeah, right? That's true. That's all my friends.
Yeah. It's like, no, I'm not hungover.
Right.
I'm still drunk from
Yes,
it.
exactly.
Yeah, she doesn't time date that thing. I
No.
mean, it could be 2 a.m. I had a party till 1. I look terrible.
Poor
it's
gal.
2. I'm going to drunk pack now.
And it's
that would
funny-
be the greatest
Yes.
Instagram post from her
Do you
ever.
think she
Yeah.
maybe just like when she does this, when she like does Instagram of like when she feels like she looks terrible?
Yeah.
Because she doesn't.
Never.
She's a very beautiful woman, but like, and I think she knows that, and she's like showing off that she doesn't. I don't have any makeup on. Look how pretty I still
I
am.
just woke up hungover like this.
I just work. Or not hungover. I mean, not hungover.
Right.
And then there's like 10 more Instagrams
Right.
of her being like, I said that I was hungover, and then it was a.
Yep. It's so true. All right. I think that ends this episode of the remake of A Death of a Cheerleader. Leslie, do you have anything you'd like to plug at the pluggy time of the podcast?
I can't think of a single thing.
You don't have to. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's great.
That's fine. That's okay.
I'm not, I'm not doing anything.
No,
Well,
it's great.
that's fine. You're here.
Sounds like a great
That's
life.
something.
Right? I'll come back again because this is really fun.
Yeah, that's
Good.
fun.
Yeah. Always happy to have you here.
Thanks so much.
Drew, anything for the pluggy time?
Yeah, you can follow me, Drew, but with pants on Instagram. I don't use Twitter, so
Twitter's
don't
stupid.
do that. And my band, the Limbos. Check us out on Spotify and all the places that you listen to music.
Wonderful.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there someone who's Drew without pants?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I thought maybe it was a distinguishing factor. This Drew has pants. The other one, not so much.
It's just when I'm on Instagram,
Yeah.
I have pants. When I'm not, and in real life, no
No
pants.
pants.
ever.
No pants.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Except when you're recording the podcast, unfortunately for me.
Nope.
gonna say,
Nope, not wearing pants right now.
This moment brought
Right.
to you by...
Yes. All right. Thank you both for being here. And thank you, listeners, for checking back in with Lifetime on Court. We watch these movies so you don't have to, but if you do, we'd love to hear from you. You can follow me at Patrick Miguel or the podcast at Lifetime on Court. Don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, 5 stars, emojis, please. And our phone number is 872-267-4117. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.